Welcome students. Today we are going to start session 2 of chapter 5, Introduction to Euclid Geometry of class 9th Mathematics. So this is the last session, and I already told you that this chapter is only for understanding, not for assessment. Okay. So let us start. Today we are going to complete two exercises of this chapter. So let us start with the first question. Which of the following statements are true and which are false? Give reason for your answer. So first bit is only one line can pass through a single point. So this is a false statement because we know that infinite number of lines can pass through one point. Okay, so see this diagram. So like that infinite number of lines can pass through this point P. Now let us move toward the second bit. There are an infinite number of lines which pass through two distinct points. So this is also false because we know that only one line can pass through two distinct points. Okay. And next third bit, a terminated line can be produced indefinitely on both the sides. So this is a true statement. In postulate number 2 we have seen that this is a statement that a terminated line can be produced indefinitely in on both the sides. Okay, so this is the diagram. Next, if two circles are equal, then their radii are equal. So this is also a true statement. Why? Because if two circles are equal, then if we coincide the two circles, then they will be coincide exactly with each other. So that means the radii also equal. Okay. So things which are coincide with each other are equal to each other. That axiom we can use here. So according to the axiom number 4 of Euclid, that things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. If if we superimpose the region bounded by one circle on the other, then they coincide. So their centers and boundaries coincide, their radii also will coincide. So radii are equal. Now fifth bit, if AB is equals to PQ and PQ is equals to XY, so that then AB is equals to XY. So here we can use the axiom number 1. So this is also true statement. If things are equal to the same things are equal to each other. Okay. So now let us move towards to give a definition for each of the following terms. Are these other terms that need to be defined first? What are they and how might you define them? So parallel lines, the first is parallel. So you are going to define a parallel line. So you have to identify the in the definition of parallel lines कि कौन सा term उसमें हमको पहले डिफाइन करना है. So we which term we have to define first. Okay, so this is the definition of parallel lines. You can define in other way also. Two lines in a plane are said to be parallel if they have no point in common. Okay, even you can define in other way also. Two lines never intersect when they indefinitely in both the directions. Okay, so here in figure x and y are said to be parallel because they don't have any common point. So the term point is undefined here. So according to our definition, the point is undefined. Perpendicular lines, two lines in a plane are said to be perpendicular if they intersect each other at one right angle. So this is the definition, and here the terms like right angle, okay, and is not defined. We can also say that plane is also undefined. Okay, तो यहाँ पे इसमें से कोई एक हमको यहाँ पे term लिखना है जो undefined है. That is I am writing one right angle. Now the third bit, line segment. The definite length between two points is called the line segment. We can write a part of a line segment having its two endpoints also. Okay, so in this figure, the definite length AB is line segment and represented by AB. The term defined, the term definite length is undefined, and the radius of a circle, the distance from the center to a point on the circle is called the radius of the circle. Okay, center से कोई भी point ले लो circle में, that is यहाँ पर figure में A है, so OA is the radius of the circle. So here distance, point, all these are undefined. Even center also is undefined. Next, square. Square is a rectangle having same length and breadth. So here rectangle is undefined, length and breadth is also undefined. We'll move towards the third question. Consider two postulates given below. Given any two distinct points A and B, there exists a third point C which is in between A and B. There exist at least 3 points that are not on the same line. Do these postulates contains any undefined terms? Are these postulates consistent? Do they follow from Euclid's postulates? Explain. So, first of all, there are so many undefined words which should be knowledge. They are consistent because they deal with two different situations. That is the first one. Postulate 1 states that given 2 points A and B, there is a point C lying on the line in between them. Postulate 2 uh, states that for given 2 points A and B, we can take point C not lying on the line through A and B. See the diagram? But these postulates don't follow Euclid's postulates. However, they follow axiom axiom Euclid postulate 1 state as through two distinct points there is a unique line that pass through them. फर्स्ट यूक्लिड्स का फर्स्ट postulate में जो axiom दिया हुआ है, so ये follow करता है वो. So now let us move toward the fourth question. मैं फिर से बता रहा हूँ, there will be no question will come in your examination because this chapter is not for assessment. Okay, so this is fourth question. If a point C lies between 2 points A and B such that AC is equals to BC, then prove that AC is equals to half of AB. Explain by drawing the figure. So let this is a figure and C lies between A and B and AC is equals to BC. Okay, so now we are adding AC to both sides. So we have seen studied one axiom that when equals are added to equals, then the wholes are also equals. Okay, so AC plus AC will become 2AC and BC plus AC will become AB. Why? Because BC plus AC coincide with AB. So now divide by half. So here also we can write the last axiom that if equals are halved, then half the same thing, then they are equal to each other. Next, question number 5. In question number 4, the previous question, point C is called the midpoint of line segment AB. So prove that every line segment has one and only one midpoint. Okay, so here C is the midpoint of the line segment AB such that AC is equals to BC. So I'm going to take two midpoints. So मान के चलते हैं कि इसके दो midpoints है. Okay, C and C dash. So according to the question number 4, we'll get AC is equals to half of AB and even AC dash is equals to half of AB. Now the two things are equal to the same things, then they are equal to each other. So AC is equals to AC dash. This is possible only when C and C dash coincide. That means we have same midpoints. Hence every line segment has one and only one midpoint. Okay. Now we will move towards question number 6. If AC is equals to BD, then prove that AB is equals to CD. So what is given? AC is equals to BD. Now BD can be written as BD. AC can be written as AB plus BC. Similarly, BD can be written as BC plus CD. Okay, and now we are going to substitute in equation number 1. Now here BC both are same on the both sides, so we are going to subtract BC because if equals are subtracted from the equals, then the remainders are equals. Okay, so this exam we have already studied, so we'll get AB is equals to CD, right? Next, the last question, why is axiom 5 in the list of Euclid's axioms considered a universal truth? Note that the question is not about the fifth postulate. This is related to Euclid's axiom. So the whole is always greater than its part. That was the axiom. So while explanation also, I already told you that about the example of classroom. ठीक है, नाइन्थ क्लास जो है वो स्कूल का एक पार्ट है, पार्ट ऑफ स्कूल, एंड स्कूल इज ऑलवेज ग्रेटर देन इट्स ऑल पार्ट, चाहे वो बायो लैब हो चाहे कंप्यूटर लैब हो. ओके, राइट. सो Euclid's axiom 5 states that the whole is greater than the part. Since this is true for anything in any part of the world, so this is a universal truth. So now we will move towards exercise 5.2. How would you rewrite Euclid's fifth postulate so that it would be easier to understand? So already Playfair axiom है हम लोग के पास, so that you can write. So there are several easy equivalent versions of Euclid's fifth postulate. Playfair's axiom is one of the other equivalent versions of Euclid's fifth postulate, which is easily understandable. According to it, for every line L and for every point P not lying on L, there exists a unique line M passing through P and parallel to L. So in below figure, all the lines which passes through P, okay, all the lines which passes through point P, so many infinite number of lines are passes through P, but the line M is only parallel to line L. Okay, right? So does Euclid's fifth postulate imply the existence of parallel lines? Explain. Yes, because uh, Euclid's fifth postulate is valid for parallelisms of lines, because if a straight line L falls in two straight line M and L, okay, such that the sum of the interior angles on the one side of a L is two right angles, that is 180 degree. If suppose this angle and this angle, the sum is 180 degree, then according to fifth postulate it never intersect this side. Okay, इस साइड में वो intersect नहीं करेगा. Now if this side is 180 degree, the sum of angles, so the sum of angle on this side is also 180 degree, so this side also it will never intersect according to that postulate. So therefore they will not meet on the other side also. So the lines M and N never meet and are therefore parallel. Okay, so this is the last question of the exercise, and we have completed the exercise. Now one announcement I want to make, that I'm going to take 1 week break to complete some of my pending works, and you maybe you have also some pending works. So dear all students, you are requested to revise all the 5 chapters, 1 to 5 that we have already completed. Better not 5, because 5 is only for understanding. You can revise it 1 to 4 during this 1 week break time. After 1 week, I will start uploading the video lessons as usual. So I will start it from chapter number 6, that is lines and angles. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you very much.